Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having an incredible day. To start things off, Binance may be returning to China with a planned office to open in Beijing. This was said by sources. Binance, which left China in 2017 of September in response to the country's crypto ban, or rather the trading ban, if you will, is looking to offer or open a new office in Beijing to accompany one operating in Shanghai, two unnamed sources told CoinDesk yesterday. As of press time, sources at Binance had not confirmed to Cointelegraph plans to establish a new Beijing office, but did say there were a number of Binance employees currently operating in the Chinese capital. The move follows a series of events indicating warming relations between the company and the country, where it was founded by Changpeng Zhao in 2017 before it moved to Malta. Indeed, Binance is one of many companies in the crypto industry that seems to be growing friendlier with China. In September of this year, Cointelegraph reported on Binance making its first major investment in China since leaving the country. The company took part in a $200 million round of funding for Chinese crypto and blockchain publication Mars Finance. I'm almost certain at this point that Binance is going to announce within the next 3, 4, 5, 6 months that they're opening up an office within Beijing. It seems a little too not coincidental. Like, the timing just seems a bit too perfect that we would have all of this information coming back to back. I would not be surprised as they were there before, if I'm not mistaken. Once again, I'm pretty sure that Changpeng Zhao is from China, so I assume that they've at least been in contact in some sort of way with authorities. The funding kind of, the point being, if Binance does open within China, I assume it'll be a complete over-the-counter market, as this seems to be the only thing within China that is legal to be able to buy or sell. There's no trading, air quotes, cryptocurrencies within the country. If they do indeed open an office, this will be major. It'll be an indication that China is okay with the cryptocurrency industry and that people will have access to one of the, if not the largest crypto exchange in the entire world within mainland China once again. Rumor, however, we've heard rumors a lot of times before, and they've usually come true, especially the really weird ones. It's always the ones that have like sources. Normally we can't trust sources, but for some reason within the cryptocurrency space, they always seem to just work out on time. Anyway, the point being, this is a rumor. I feel it in my bones. This is probably true. Anyway, tying directly into this, we have, where is it? Here, China's most popular app, known as Suaizi Jianguo, is promoting a course on blockchain technology that contains lessons on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and cryptocurrency. Reports come from crypto news source CN Ledger. The app has already spawned a number of monikers since its release at the beginning of this year by China's tech giant Alibaba. Billed as a fun educational tool. Okay, so it starts out pretty nice, but then it gets really creepy. You'll see as I go further on. Billed as a fun educational tool, the app is called Study Xi, Strong Nation, Study the Powerful Nation, and Xi Ping Thought, app for espousing the views of President Xi Ping and China's Communist Party. President Xi recently announced his support for the development of blockchain technology, which underpins popular cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin, yada, yada, yada. We get that part. The really interesting part is that we know about the cryptography law that was just, or rather is going to be passed, that was slipped through, that is going to happen. Here's the actual tweet right here. It says, China's most popular app, Suaizi Jianguo, Study for Becoming a Powerful Nation, now has a recommended course focusing entirely on blockchain, which contains Bitcoin and Ethereum lessons. The app also released by CPC to help people learn about its political doctrines like Xi's thoughts. So it's recommended reading, but for some reason, why would it have information or courses or lessons about Bitcoin and Ethereum if blockchain was the main thing to kind of follow? According to a report by the US government's Open Technology Fund. The app will also start administering a test for journalists to prove their comprehension of the president's thought as well as their loyalty to the Communist Party. In order to renew their credentials, they'll have to pass the test. Open Technology Fund, like I said, it's going to get creepy, also detected a backdoor in the app's code allowing the collection of detailed daily log reports containing user data and app activity, which lets me think, my mind, as everyone in the country is already credit scored, and you get a higher score if you do good things. I have a feeling, while this may be recommended, if you do it, you probably are seen in a more favorable light. Once again, for the 38th time, if you haven't Googled or haven't read, please do. Read the Chinese Social Credit Score, or the Sesame Credit Score, as it's also called within China. And this entire thing that we were just talking about will make a lot more sense. The point being, it's fairly clear where this is all heading. I think we just need the final ball to drop. We need either for the president to say that he supports. I don't think he'll ever announce that he supports Bitcoin, but I think we'll hear something adjacent to that within the next couple of months. Especially, I think we're first of all, happy November, everyone. We're also probably going to hear relatively soon the launching of China's cryptocurrency. Or rather, digital token. This is why everything is aligning this way. Or hearing information that Binance is officially launching within mainland China. It's all too perfect. Not the situation for people in China, but more like the lining up of events. Every day China has been in the news, and it's never been anything negative against cryptocurrency. It's constantly. We also just got the other rankings for the cryptocurrency coins from China about a day or two ago. Anyway, that's the China crypto blockchain forced to read the app news. Let's move on. Next up, this one's kind of cool. Canadian investment fund manager 3iQ will now be able to offer Canadian retail investors, retail meaning everyday normal people, a regulated, publicly traded Bitcoin ETF, not an ETF, Bitcoin fund. I'm used to seeing fund. Anyway, Bitcoin fund. In a 30th of October press release, 3iQ announced that it had received a favorable ruling from the Ontario Securities Commission, or the OSC, in regard to its closed-end Bitcoin fund, which is expected to be available on a major Canadian stock exchange by the end of this year. In February, Canadian markets regulator ruled negatively on 3iQ's proposal to launch its regulated Bitcoin fund. However, turnaround, yada, yada, yada. They said over the past 3 years, we have worked actively with the OSC investment funds and structured product branch to create an investment fund that we hope will allow retail investors to benefit, or the benefits of investing in Bitcoin through a regulated, listed fund, end quote. Where's my favorite part? Here we go. Pye, P-Y-E, who previously worked as senior VP at Fidelity Investments Canada, told the Financial Post that retail investors will be able to buy and sell the Bitcoin fund through traditional and discount brokers. My favorite part is the investments will be eligible for Canadian registered retirement savings plans and tax-free savings accounts. For those of you who've not been here before, or those of you who have, you know I love retirement plans. I'm an old person at heart. I love the idea of people saving for retirement, which I hope everyone is doing. You should all be doing so. Even crypto, as crypto is very speculative, you should all have a retirement fund that's being built up over the next years. Should speculative crypto disappear, you still have some type of a backup, as it were. The important part is that when we started seeing last year that a lot of funds, hedge funds, this fund, that fund, this bank, so and so and so, were getting into the Bitcoin space for retirement plans, this means that these people have done not only their own research, which you should all be doing as well, but they're calculating exactly how much they think Bitcoin could rise in the next couple of years. We've spoken about this many, many times. A lot of people have been doing the stock to flow ratio, the this to that, and the so and so. And everyone has their charts that they look at. And normally, all of them indicate that over the next 10 years, Bitcoin already has, first of all, Bitcoin is already up over 1,000,000% since it was born. And it has outperformed every other asset ever. That's not a joke. Every other asset has been outperformed by Bitcoin over the last 10 odd some years. So what they're looking at over the next course of the next 10, 20 to 30 years as they get into the Bitcoin space a lot more is if this will be good as a retirement plan for other investors. And this is why the term retail investors is even more important. It's a tiny word, but it sticks out the most to me. We normally only have heard things about institutional investors. If you are rich, if you are wealthy, if you're worth 500 million, if you have a company that's so and so and so, you are then allowed to get into the cryptocurrency space or be able to buy Bitcoin in bulk, whatever the case might be. When it's for retail investors, that means it's for everyone. That means these Bitcoin retirement funds are going to start popping up more and more, which in turn means these companies, these institutions, these whatever you want to call them, they're also buying up Bitcoin to be able to have these funds. That is the best part. Gemini, the New York-based cryptocurrency exchange and custodian, founded in 2014 by the Gemini twins, will act as a custodian of the fund's Bitcoin. That is incredible. We get so much news like this, and this is why I remain perplexed, and I'll say it, at Bitcoin's low price. We had, I think, maybe 2 companies who were actively in Bitcoin who had announced anything along the lines of an investment type fund thing that related to Bitcoin. We now, I'm sure, around the world, we have several hundred. And I'll scale it down. We have at least 99 companies on this planet who are actively buying up Bitcoin for some type of a retirement, savings, blah, 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 so and so and so. If not 99 very rich families also buying it up. The fact that Bitcoin is still this low, regardless of any great news that we get during the next price pump, if Bitcoin does not do at least a 5x, I will have lost faith in mathematics and also in humanity. Bitcoin should not be anywhere below 15,000 right now. The fact that we keep getting nonstop good news about it, and it's not even like good news like, oh yeah, that country didn't ban it. It's like, oh, this really rich company is buying up a lot of it. Oh, that other really rich company controls and owns 7% of all Bitcoin and they're putting it inside of mountains. Oh, that one over there is spending hundreds of millions of dollars. Oh, it's nonstop good news every day. What? Bitcoin's price doesn't really react to it. Anyway, I love news like this. I'm telling you, I love anything about retirement accounts. I was talking to friends last night. Bless their hearts. I know they don't listen to my channel. We were discussing money and retirement, and I must have been talking Korean to them or something like that. They looked at me like I was completely insane. Please save your money. Stop buying frivolous things if you can. If you don't need it, you probably should not be buying it. Put that money aside. I don't care that much for banks. However, into a savings account, something, somewhere, save your money. Save it for a rainy day. Save it for a rainy year. You should every single one of you, all of you, have at least 6 months worth of savings in your account. An account. Somewhere. i.e., whatever your monthly expenses are, not you eating out with your friends, not going to hang out and party, not going to drink, not going to smoke, not going to so-and-so, however much your rent is and however much you pay for light, gas, electricity, water, and food, calculate that. Multiplied by 6, and that's how much money you should have in a savings account as a backup. Anyway, let's move on. Next up, Bitcoin's white paper has officially turned 11. This happened yesterday. Halloween 2019 marks the release of the white paper release for the first fully decentralized peer-to-peer electronic cash by anonymous creators Satoshi Nakamoto. What? What is that? Satoshi Nakamoto. In the wake of the Great Recession of 2007, 2009, a single email from a single collective of cypherpunks proved to be the catalyst for a monetary revolution. For those of you who don't know, wow, I'm trying not to laugh. My cheeks are hurting. When the creator of Bitcoin is either one person named Satoshi Nakamoto, or a lot of people believe that it's a group of cypherpunks who created it in unison together. Because we had indications before that since around the year 1997 or something like that, that a group of people around the world, multiple groups of people, were trying to create something similar to Bitcoin. I forgot what they were called before. So the idea was that maybe these same people or same other groups of people collectively came together and created Bitcoin. Here's the actual email right here. It's actually kind of weird. And this is why I'm glad that we have records of all these things so that we can still see that these things existed or that they actually took place. It says, I've been working on a new electronic cash system that's fully peer-to-peer with no trusted third party. The main properties: double spending is prevented with a peer-to-peer network, no mint or other trusted parties. Participants can be anonymous. New coins are made from Hashcash style proof of work. The proof of work for new coin generation also powers the network to prevent double spending. Really fascinating. Like, this is, think of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. These 12 lines have pretty much changed the course of history for every single one of us. Think of how much life has changed since 2008 and where we are now and where we're probably going to go. Yeah, this was floating around a couple of places. The white paper is officially 11 years old. It'll be fascinating to see where we all are when the white paper is turning 30. Life will be, I think, a lot more good insane, but insane nonetheless. Let's move on. Next up, there we go. Banking giant and Ripple partner SBI Holdings says it plans to use XRP to power remittances from Japan to Southeast Asia. In a new report on the company's performance and strategy, SBI says its remittance platform, SBI Remit, will utilize Ripple's XRP-powered XRapid, which is now known as on-demand liquidity. SBI Remit utilizes MoneyGram's payment network. MoneyGram partnered with Ripple back in June and is utilizing, the on-demand liquidity to send dollars into Mexico using XRP as a bridge currency. The report also says that SBI Ripple Asia, another subsidiary of SBI Holdings, will ultimately cover nearly half of Ripple's global payments network. So, for those of you who don't know, SBI is one of the largest banks within Japan. I don't know. I'm not sure if it is the largest, but I know they have a huge amount of influence. They've mentioned before that they have tons of other companies who are like under their wing, who are apparently also going to eventually be using XRP as well. How do I say this? It's fascinating to see how things have evolved, have changed, that we know that certain coins, maybe not all of the top 20, top 30 coins, are now being used, are going to be used, are in preparation to be used. And a lot of the news that we got before from Ripple or SBI has been a lot of, yeah, it's going to happen, yeah, it's going to happen, yeah, it's going to happen. And now it finally appears to be happening. I wonder exactly which countries they're going to be focusing on within Southeast Asia. It seems that a lot of companies are figuring out as well, I'm pretty sure Ripple has gotten this as well, to start targeting smaller countries who have are heavily under the influence of MoneyGram and Western Union style companies. Maybe not so much MoneyGram anymore, as they're using XRP, whatever the case might actually be. Because of the having to have the pre-funded accounts and stuff like that. And if you wanted to send money from Mexico to the Philippines, you had to have each currency locked away inside of a something to be. So anyway, the point being, the confirmation from SBI that this is going to happen. I think the other confirmation that we were waiting for is that they were going to be using it for, I think, the complete entirety of their remittances, as far as sending money back and forth around the world, wherever they might be sending money to. I think it's going to take a bit longer. I don't think it's going to happen overnight. I think it's more of a XRP's liquidity has to increase in order for more people to onboard it, but I think that will only happen more as time goes on, especially as we've seen XRP's 24-hour volume has like doubled and tripled over the last couple of weeks as well. Anyway, cool for a confirmation from one of the largest banks within Japan. And without further ado, let's move on. Yeah, to kind of finish things off, Binance apparently now is allowing users to buy crypto with the Russian ruble. Changpeng Zhao made the announcement on Twitter yesterday that the ruble is now paired with Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. The interesting part being why Binance chose Russia as the first listing for a fiat to crypto pairing, according to the news that we had about a couple of days ago. Who knows? I think this is also an indication that Russia has warmed up, is warming up, is friendlier to the cryptocurrency space. Yeah, because he also, he was, Changpeng Zhao went on stage and was like talking about how awesome Russia was and going on about stuff. The point being, I assume the government knows about this regulation, yada, yada, yada. So if Binance manages to wiggle their way into Russia and China at the exact same time, two countries who have historically, 2 years, been very negative towards cryptocurrencies, then I tip my hat that I'm not wearing to them, because that's a major feat. He said Russia is our key market. Listen, to each their own. If that's what you need to say to go to sleep at night, then go for it. Right. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters: Professor Wally from Gunbot University, Todd Mullis, Adam Graysick, Morhair Maroney, Master Ventures in Thailand, Brady Niels, Woody and Daisy, Triple M and J, Jared Schneider, Wise Night Owl, 242 to the World, Crypto Joe, Bankroll Network, Adobo, Milweezy Mechanic, Strange Radio Central, Crypto Artist, Cold D3D, Cryptopolis, Nicholas Runner with One Piece, One Love, Damien Setsuna, Nick Kanaya, Richie Rich the Third, Vlad the Impaler, Krypton Beer Shipmate, Paxis, Nick Mangialavori, Anthony Charles, Jim Gardner, Jeremy Fox, Minting Coins, Miller, Hitch Test Every Day, and Kyle Skips Leg Day. Yes to crypto, and Bodie McBoatface. Thank you all very, very much for your support at the moment. Bitcoin is up, not up by a lot, but it's up. Apparently, I read somewhere that, and it's funny how news articles are headlined, and it said Bitcoin flash crash. And I was like, okay. So I took out my phone, I looked at the price, and I was like, the price went down by $30. Apparently, there were a couple of, I think, 2 websites. I think Coinbase was one of them, where there was like a momentary flash crash. The price went down. I think the price went down by $200 on one of the exchanges. And I think the lesser known one had Bitcoin go from 9,200 to 7,800. Took place over the course of about 38 seconds, and then price corrected and continued on its way. The article was written in a way that Bitcoin itself had flash crashed completely. Like it had just boom, gone down. And then the article started out with Bitcoin dropped by 2% today because of a flash crash. And I was like, so you're just trying to scare people. The point being, the market's looking pretty okay. A lot of analysts are still saying that they believe that Bitcoin is currently consolidating and is doing what it can, or people around the world, bulls, are making sure that it does not dip below the $9,000, support level. This seems to be true. We keep bouncing off of it. They keep trying to bring it down, but we go right back up. Apparently, Bitcoin has to go above 9,500 in order to break the mold. I don't know what I would even put in that sentence to show that it's going to go a lot higher and that the bulls are firmly in control. It would be nice to see. Is today? What's today? Friday? Happy Friday. Oh my gosh, what a November 1st and Friday. It would be nice to see a Bitcoin price over 10,000 within the next couple of weeks. Simply just to get that whole thing behind us. We have to go above 10,000 to kind of have that momentum back in the market. But I assume accumulation is happening. I know it's happening amongst my friends, and no one's really complaining, at least them, that prices are still low is the word I'll use, but nothing is doing. Lumens is up by almost 13%. Couldn't tell you why. It was not in the news. I'm sure something has happened over the last, what is that, 6 to 8 hours that I'm sure we may hear about as the day goes on. But besides that, a lot of the other coins just seem to be following like a general pattern of trying to go back up. Yeah. Alrighty. Hope you all enjoyed. Hope you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, whoever you might be. I do hope it's absolutely fantastic. I hope you all enjoy your Friday. Have some fun. Don't worry about the prices too much. Go out and enjoy yourself. Weather's getting cooler, or rather, it's freezing. It's already cold. But enjoy it nonetheless. Go hang out with some friends. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening. And I will definitely be talking to you all soon. See you.